All right, so let's apply this to our project now. So the first thing we need to do is log into Dato, and once we're into Dato, we're going to focus exclusively on the content. We're not going to look at how this is going to be outputted because we're not at that step yet. We don't have any content to output. So we have our sample portfolio website here that we tried out and we tested and kind of got a feel for Dato, the DatoCMS service. So now we're going to go ahead and create a new project, blank project, and give this the name of your website. And again, this could be the content from Web 1 that became a project for Web 2, and eventually we're going to move that content into Web 3. Into our project, and if you click on the name of your project, this is all the settings for your project. But if you actually want to get into the project, you have to click on Enter Project. There is a shortcut from the profile. So again, we're looking at our projects. If you click on this arrow here, it'll also bring you a shortcut into managing the actual content for the project itself. Let's take a look at the fields now. And a good place to start is on a piece of paper, or even just write it all out like we're going to do right here. So we're going to create a model. A model for what? And we're going to call this portfolio because it has many projects inside of that portfolio. Each project or each record has these repeating fields. So let's take a look at what these fields are. So here we have a title. Okay, so let's take a look at this in terms of content. What type of content is this? So is this a date? Is this a Boolean yes, no, true, false? Okay, like what is this? Is it a multi-line text? So if we take a look at content, this would probably be a single line of text. Right? It'd be really weird to have a title be multiple lines of text or a whole paragraph of text. Teaser image, right? Definitely not a date. Okay, definitely not a Boolean yes, no. Right? Teaser image is probably going to be an image. One image, single image. So a single image would probably make a lot of sense here. And this is why we learned all of this stuff in Web 2 in terms of content type. Gallery of images, that one is pretty straightforward. This is going to be multiple images. Description, all right. A description probably shouldn't be a single line of text. It should be a multiple line of text. So this would be a multi-line text. Okay. Now, you can always go back and change these, okay? But this is a good way to initially understand your content before you add it in. Okay, like what do we expect our content to look like once it's outputted? All right, feature yes, no. So here's our Boolean, true, false, yes, no. Okay, so like maybe you want a feature a project. So don't feature old work, feature new work. So this would be a true, false, and Boolean type. Yeah, as we learned in Web 2. An external link would probably be a hyperlink. And a good way to do this is just have it be a single line of text also, because a URL is just basically a long text string. Okay, so each of these comprises the fields. Okay, so this is a field, field, field. Okay, and all these fields make up the model for an individual project in the portfolio. And every time we have a record, is project A with these fields, project B with these fields, right? For the third time, project XYZ with these fields. And every time we use that model, it's a record. On our left is the content to be modeled. On the right is the CMS where we're going to model this content. And to do that, we're going to click the plus button and create a new model here called portfolio. And this is the human readable name, and this is the machine generated one. That this is basically how it's going to be stored in the database. And we're going to just let it automatically generate that for you and click save model. And so once we have this model named portfolio, we're going to go ahead and begin to add in the fields that we've identified here. And again, we can always add and modify these fields later on. Okay, but for right now, we just want to make sure this is our initial content. So let's go ahead and take care of the title. This is going to be a single line of text. So I do this, click on text, single line of text, and this is going to be the title, and hit save on that. And then we're going to take care of teaser images, or teaser image, excuse me, singular. So we're going to go into media and click on single image. And this is going to be our teaser. We're going to save that field. We're going to have a gallery of images. Add a new field and back to media, asset gallery, and this is going to be our gallery of images. And notice that it's automatically generating that for us. Again, this is also how it's going to be referenced inside of the database, and also how we're going to use our API to reference this grouping of images. So hit save field there. Then we're going to have a description of our project, add that field, and this should probably be multi-line content. So a multi-line content where you can bold, italicize, etc. Let's see here, and what is this called? Description. And then we have our Boolean yes, no. Do we want this to be featured? And fortunately, we have a easy Boolean field right there. And I can't stress to you how easy this DatoCMS makes this. This sometimes is a complicated process, and they give us a nice GUI to do this. So do you want to feature this? And click on save. And then lastly, an external link, which we've defined as a single line of text. Now, you might think we can use this link data field type, but this links to internal records, not a hyperlink to another website. So don't use this to link out. This is for internal linking. This is for linking to an external record, so one that's already in the system. So we're going to go ahead and close that up and do a text with just a single line of text URL string. This is going to be external link. And hit save on that. And that is our initial content modeling of our portfolio. Now that we have a model, we can actually create content and create records for our database. Once we have a content model, we can make records using that model. On my left is some sample content, and on my right is the CMS itself. So let's go ahead and go to portfolio. And notice we don't have any records using our portfolio content model. So we're going to go ahead and create a new record. And we're going to call this thing Project A. Okay. And there's a teaser image. And this is the awesome teaser image that I found. So we're going to go ahead and drop that in. What are they looking at? Who knows? All right, gallery of images. And so I have a gallery of images. Okay, notice I have a full size C and B and A, or A, B, C. I'm going to go ahead and take those images and drop it into there. Okay. Or I can upload from a new file. And notice that DatoCMS is managing all that for us. And here's a short description. And there's markdown inside of there. Like, look at this awesome project. Awesome project. I'm going to spell project wrong intentionally. And then maybe we want to feature this project. And then external link would be https to website.com. Okay. Someplace, some location. Maybe this is a prototype you want to link to on Figma. Maybe this is to an Instagram account or wherever. And then we can go ahead and hit save on this. And then you're just going to wash, rinse, and repeat. And this is our first record using our content model. Right? And if we go back to portfolio, we can see that we have project A. And then we will repeat this for all of our data, for all of our content. And here's project B. And I can't stress to you how easy DatoCMS makes this. Again, this is can be a cumbersome process to do with just source code. And Dato gives us a nice GUI for this. Also, this gives us a lot of flexibility as designers to model our content any way we want to.